So my squat is still not feeling at all like it used to. So this is 335 times 5, and it shouldn't be very hard, but we'll see if I can do it.
Please, Daddy. No, I mean these people they're directly they respond to their chain of command, so they're responding to their first sergeant or their lieutenant. They're not thinking even at the lieutenant colonel level or the colonel level, much less general. Petraeus was a presence in Afghanistan and during my book because McChrystal was a presence. McChrystal ultimately, yeah, and McChrystal is somebody whose team very much looked at the model of Petraeus, this legendary general, as what they wanted to emulate for McChrystal for their man. It ended up not working out for him. It's shocking that at this, right now, these two modern legendary generals are so disgraced.
And to your point in this book, that we as a nation have kind of just gone about our business where people paid unbelievable price in the field in Afghanistan. I mean, this just, it didn't get together. This must have driven that home even more. Here's this kind of shenanigans going on. Well, guys are dying in blood.
So that first set felt okay, but it's no wonder since I'm a good inch or two above legal. It's the first video I've taken of squats in a couple months, and it really feels like I'm going low and I'm not even close, so we'll see if I can improve the set.
Yep, agreed, Lochner. Sir, this is a really bad idea, said Whitaker. A really bad idea. Anyone we drop off there is going to die. As he said it, Whitaker thought he saw Lochner's eyes glaze over. Whitaker was known for being inquisitive and sometimes downright melodramatic, but even for him, this was an outsized response to a mission briefing. Those who worked with him understood that he always believed he was the smartest person in the room. He knew it put people off and made them less likely to listen to him when he had something especially important to say, but he was still young and had not yet learned how to check this behavior. What's the point of this base, Whitaker asked. It's on the low ground. It can't be supported in any meaningful way. The troops there will be horribly outnumbered by potential bad guys in the town next door. They can't even really go out and do anything because the rivers, the town, and the mountains will block any patrol routes. He couldn't stop himself. All they can do is die, he added.
Jake Tapper reading from his new book, The Outpost, Untold Story of American Valor. And of course, the day would come when a lot of them did die. 3 years after the post set up, hundreds of Taliban descending on it from those mountains after 3 miserable days of defending this outpost kind of in the middle of nowhere for a purpose that became very unclear, as you describe it, to those on the ground very often. What exactly is your point? You've interviewed hundreds of people to do this. You have invested a lot in it. Why are you so determined to tell us in such detail about this one of many, sort of miserable outposts in Afghanistan?
Well, I became interested in the story. My son was born.
Are you singing, Bob?
2009, and out of the haze in my wife's recovery room.
He wasn't making it.
So that was a lot lower, and yet from the video it still doesn't look super low at all. It's a slight uphill in the basement, but anybody watching will probably assume I'm full of blank, and that's an excuse, but I'll try to go still lower for this final set, as far as I can possibly go.
So I wouldn't expect anything other than criticism from somebody who was with McChrystal, because the book, even though I did talk to McChrystal and I did try to tell his point of view in the book's fairly critical of his decision not to allow the troops, the colonel and lieutenant colonel, to shut the camp down when they wanted to do so. They wanted to shut it down really early.
Last set for Daddy.
And McChrystal wouldn't let them for a number of considerations. Some of them perfectly legitimate. They did not have enough assets in the country to support an operation at this other town, Barji Natal, that was overrun by Taliban, and also shut down the camp. Although there were people that didn't think the U.S. should get involved in the Barji Natal incident. But there were other political reasons that McChrystal didn't want to shut down the camp. Karzai didn't want the camp shut down right before the August 2009 election. He thought it would make him look weak.
Maybe deny him some of those free, bogus votes as well.
Exactly. But that's in the book, so I didn't know why Sarah was saying that. And then the other thing is McChrystal and the Obama White House had gotten into a real ugly back and forth. That
Owen, stay
didn't
back,
serve
stay back.
the troops well. And that's not only McChrystal's fault, that's also the White House's fault. But McChrystal said to Colonel George that one of the reasons he wasn't going to put down the camp is because he didn't want to get ahead of the president. The president was coming up with his AFPAC review and strategy. And
That's as low as I can go.
so at that point, he was
Hopefully it's low enough.